Welcome to Mr. South's Math World. In the last lesson, we discussed some of AS and GS DSE question, which is 2013 question 19. So this is part A that we discussed in the last lesson. And this is part B1 and part B2. So right now we are going to discuss question 19C. So many of you may be, after you look at part A, part B, it is so scary and then you may give up to do part C, okay? But I can tell you, at the beginning of the question, that means this question actually, if you study it in detail, you can see that actually, even though you don't know how to do part A and part B, you can still use this piece of information to find the value of A and B first. And then after that, you can use this of information, that means it is needed, right? The yellow part is the total area of public housing flats needed. And then this is the available housing flats, which is from part A and part B. Okay, from part A and part B. And then we check it together with this piece of information to do so. Okay. So we can solve it for the first year, and at the end of the second year, then we can get these two parts. And when we solve equation 1 and equation 2, and then you can get these two pieces of information as unknown answer for the values of A and B. Okay. So after you have done that, then we can put it together of the general term we obtained before to do the calculation. Okay, so we put the things here. The left hand side is the one we obtained before in part B. And the yellow one, we put it inside here to get this. Okay, so you may not need to take the common factor, okay, but anyway, it will be cancelled out in the next step, right? In the next step, it cancel out. So in the next step, we put everything on the left. Okay. So this one we need to have a look on these sort of values. So how to handle? We need to handle these two. Okay. So 1.21 is the square of 1.1. So that means it is 1.1 to the power n and then square of it. Okay, because 1.21 is 1.1 square. And then to the power n, it means it is 1.1 square to the power n. And then these two can be swapped. So it becomes 1.1 to the power n and then perfect square. So how about this one? So because if we have this one to be square, and then we should have 1 to the power n to do the quadratic equation. Quadratic equality for this one. Okay. When we have quadratic inequality, we must have 1.1 to the power n. So how to handle minus 1? That means it is divided by 1.1 to the power 1. Okay. So simplify, that means you can multiply 121 on both sides. Okay. In this solution, it's also divided by 4, but it doesn't matter, okay? But it is more important to multiply by 121 because we don't have any fraction. So do you remember how to handle quadratic inequality? When we do so, we have to check first. You can use a calculator to see, but you will have a math error, which is not fine. So when it happens, we need to check the discriminant. Okay, so check the discriminant to make sure that it is less than 0, and then we need to see whether the graph goes upward and or downwards, because we want to check whether the value of the expression here can be less than 0. Okay, so you know 75 is greater than 0. Okay, and we should know the graph is basically like this. Okay, that means the expression must be greater than 0 for all values of n. Cannot be negative. Alright? So that means we have no solution. And then it is incorrect. And remember, when we want to say we have no solution, we must get point number 1 and point number 2 ready to say so. If you miss out either one of them, then we cannot say it is no solution. Okay? Remember, if it's no solution, step 1, check the discriminant, which is 0. Because for 0, it may goes upwards, always greater than 0, or goes downwards, which is always less than 0. And then, this time we know that the graph goes upwards. And then, we can draw the conclusion at last. So you may spend more time to practice this kind of question in quadratic inequality together with some of AS and GS. That's the end of Mrs. Ho's Math World. See you next time.